man. That girl done called about 3 times asking what this shit is. I come back to the house in a minute, man. Don't pay the neighbors no goddamn mind. Yeah. What you talking about, nigga? Yeah, I got this kind. But shit, all that shit going for a different price, though. Alright, bet. I can't talk too much. She said, damn, what is this flavor? I got the flavors, this shit loud. You got neighbors, they like the flavors. This shit smoke, it's like the 80s, it's jumping like coke. She said, Kush, it make a float. Baby girl, these rhymes, we gon' have to rock the boat, man.
Yep. Y'all already know what it is. How y'all doing tonight? It is that Monday Night Raw review for the FTW podcast. Miss Mo, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Not too bad. You know what I mean? Could be better, could be worse. We're going to focus on the good parts, though. You feel what I'm saying? So, with that being said, to all the mothers, we hope you had a great Mother's Day yesterday. Sorry we were not able to do a backlash show, but hey, we all saw everything that happened, and tonight is pretty much a follow-up of backlash. Mo, what would you give tonight rating for Raw?
I went out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, we doing out of 5 stars?
Yeah.
I can't give it a 5 because of the ending, so I'm gonna give it like a solid 4.8. I'll give it a 4.8.
I feel you. I would give tonight about 4. Probably 8. About 3.8. Right there at a cusp of 4. It wasn't a bad show at all tonight. What's up, bro? What's happening? My brother saying what's up to us. Yes, sir. We're doing just fine. Thank you for joining us, bro. Like I said, tonight's Raw was pretty decent. It wasn't bad at all. Like I said, it was a follow-up the results of Raw. Raw with the results. Okay. It's amazing. It wasn't, I don't think, pass. You know? Pretty much, we're gonna get a lot of, how can I say, lead up moments. It felt like a lot of these things are gonna lead up to different things that's happening later on or currently happening. So with that being said, we go ahead and get into this. The first thing we had, of course, the Vision, who lacked vision, coming out and talking about pretty much the tag team champions are talking about nothing memorable. They got interrupted by the Street Profits. Thank God. The Street Profits pretty much are here for them tag team champions. They're here. They want all the smoke. And Montez Ford only came back because he has to provide the bills now since Bianca is pregnant, which is pretty funny. Montez is pretty much like, yeah, hey, I may have came back since my wife got pregnant, but we still want all that. We still want those titles right there. What's up with it? You couldn't get many words in because every time you say anything, the crowd boos really, really loud now. They've been doing it for like 2 or 3 weeks. It's kind of funny. After that, of course, right in the middle of his speech, he got interrupted by Joe Henry. So we got a new match tonight: Street Profits and Henry versus the Vision, who consists of Austin Theory, Logan Paul, and Braun Breaker. Which it was a decent match. I was really impressed by this match. I was also impressed by the ending. Their dogs actually got the pin over Austin Theory. Now, if you all know, with the Street Profits, Montez Ford gets a lot of the pins, which rightfully push it would be for Montez. But I liked this match. This match was very action-packed, very back and forth. I didn't know who was gonna win until the end. We got a sighting from Seth freaking Rollins. Now we all know he's just kind of serious now in all black, kind of reminds us of the Monday Night Messiah. He doesn't really look all goofy looking anymore. If you want to describe it goofy looking, or I was about to say flamboyant, but I don't want to say flamboyant. I'm gonna say he's not dressing all crazy. Like I said, he's very, very serious now because of the results of getting kicked out of the division. Now he has a personal vendetta against the division. And if you all know, Braun Breaker beat Seth Rollins at Backlash. So I'm assuming this beef is not over since he interrupted this match. Also, after the match, he tried to give Dawkins a hand up, and as he's giving Dawkins a hand up, Braun Breaker comes in for a spear. Seth Rollins moves, spears Dawkins, and of course, Seth Rollins takes him out of the ring, and then that causes friction between Seth Rollins and Montez Ford. So that looks like that may be a bit of a rivalry there. Hopefully they have it next week or something. But with that being said, that was a pretty decent first segment. Miss Mo, can you tell us what do you think about this first segment?
Yes, I can. Oh, I can hear myself, and I don't know why. Okay, yes, I can. I enjoyed this match. I definitely think it was a great way to start the show off. At first, I was a little not skeptical, but I wish they would have went straight into just the Street Profits with the Vision without the other ones, without Joe or Braun. But it turned out to be really good. I do think the trash talking in the beginning of the match definitely helped set the tone and the pace. Of course, you can't talk about a man's wife and let alone the wife be pregnant. But that is kind of like, even that's like the joke I made. I was like, oh yeah, Montez had to clock in now because you got a baby on the way. Somebody got to pay the bills. Yeah. But they both, Dawkins and Montez, both of them look great. I thought their shape, the outfits, they looked great. Like you said, Logan can barely get any words in before the crowd is just eating him up. The song that Joe Hendry sings, I think, is perfect. I enjoy it. I really liked the match a lot. I think it was a good matchup. I like that we got to see more of the Street Profits in it and not, so much Joe Hendry. Because I feel like, this is more of their fight. I feel like Joe kind of got thrown into it, but this was definitely the Street Profits battle. I knew Seth would be coming out. Once once Logan and Austin got involved Saturday night, it was a given that Seth was going to come out, and I'm just glad that it didn't cost the Street Profits the win. And Dawkins getting the roll up for the pin, and then pulling him in front of the spear. It was a good match. I liked it, and I liked the build up for it, and I liked the outcome that has now come since the Street Profits got that win over him. I think it was a great push. I think it's the push that they deserve.
Right. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just saying
You're so fine. But I enjoyed it. It was a good match. That was a good opening segment. And it continues the story. It continues the beef, between the Vision and the Street Profits. It's going to continue the beef between Seth and Braun. They'll probably go off and do something still with Logan and Joe. So it just keeps everything going.
Definitely it does. So with that being said, hopefully something great does come out of this. I really want to see the Street Profits whip the tag titles again. And to be honest, I really want to see both of them do single things. I don't want them to break up. Like I said, the New Day did it. It's probably a few other stables that did the same type of thing where they're still together, but they're doing their separate things. They can still be a group and go for single gold. I think Montez Ford would be a great world or mid champion, either one of them. But I think both of them would be good at going for a singles championship, no matter what it is. Hell, maybe one of them can go for that new John Cena title. I don't know. Either way it goes, if they just stay together and do nothing else. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Why the hell did my screen? Oh, I see what's going on. All right.
Oh. And then now.
We got to excuse Rock because he's having technical difficulties. Okay, should be popping back in here in 1 second. But I've been waiting on him. Hold on, I think we got it back.
It won't let me use my camera.
Rock, are you there? Yo.
He said it won't let him use his camera, but we can hear him.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that. But stay on, boss. We're gonna move on to the next thing. But as we move on to the next thing, I'm gonna log in and I'm gonna log out and log back in so I can let you use the camera. But we're gonna transition to the next thing. Y'all talk about it really quick. So the next thing that happened on the agenda, we had Penta. Penta came out and pretty much laid down a challenge for Ethan Page. He pretty much didn't like how Ethan Page has came onto the scene and challenged him immediately. And he's pretty much saying Ethan Page hasn't earned the right to. We all ego Ethan Page came talked about title. And that is Rusev, as you guys know, and look pretty strong. We like that for him. What's up, MTG? We like that for him. He came out pretty much saying how nobody else is going to deserve it and how precious that Intercontinental title is, and he is the perfect person for it. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of agree. Ethan Page would do wonders with that title. Whatever title he gets, he does wonders with. So with that being said, of course, he came out, and when Rusev came out talking, he pretty much made up a couple of lies, saying he was in the office, saying, "Hey, I agree with you, Rusev. You're a great opponent." Woo woo. Javon Evans was in the office talking smack about you. He pretty much said you don't deserve it or whatnot. And then of course, Javon Evans came out was like, "Hey, your ugly ass up. You're fine. I don't like you." A bunch of Rusev and Ego and Javon Evans got it. Of course, eventually this led to a match between Javon Evans and Rusev, which was a very, very entertaining match. Very entertaining match, y'all. The Young OG cut up in this one, and Rusev still looked strong. That being said, the Young OG did pick up the. Now, I was surprised by this. I liked the results, but for some reason I had a feeling that Rusev was going to win, but he did not, and I'm not mad at that. Young OG pretty much showed out like he usually does. So with that being said, Ms. Mo or Zay, whichever one y'all want to go first, tell me about this match while I restart this. I'm still listening though.
Of course, yeah. So I agree. The whole setup for it was dope. I liked it all. I think we kind of saw where it was going from like the minute last week I saw what's his name, Ethan. Even though he was tag teamed with Rusev, but Ethan got the pin, so I already knew that they're gonna be like, yeah, Ethan's gonna be next up for the title, which is something that they do. You know, the young guy comes in, the newcomer already kind of passing everybody on the food chain and getting the title shot. You know, Penta made a good point being like, you just got here, so how do you think you already got, a title shot against me? I like how Penta kept he's a fighting champion, and Ethan kind of accepted the challenge, except not tonight. He's like, I'll see you in 2 weeks. And we knew that was going to bring out everybody. I think Rusev has been on the hunt for this title ever since back before that ladder match even took place. Like, I think Rusev's made it very clear he wanted that one. Bringing out Javon, because I think he's a key person that you can't forget in the conversation for the IC title. The match between him and Rusev, I think, was a good call. I agree. I did not expect Javon to win just because, the typical size and strength thing. But like he said, Javon cut up and showed out tonight. That boy bouncy. That boy also gonna jack up his back before he even 25 if he keep moving like that. But I think it was a great build-up. I was very proud and happy that Javon got the win, and I hope that maybe after Ethan has his shot, I do think it should go to Javon next, or maybe they throw something else in there, kind of like how they did with Cody and Drew back when it was for that title. The winner of that faced Randy, so maybe they do something with that, or maybe they make it like a triple threat match. But Javon and Rusev both looked really good in the match tonight, and I was good out.
I agree 100% with you. I give Javon like one more year and he'll have another finisher. But outside of that, I'm not even gonna lie to you. My only problem is how Ethan Page just came up, right? Like, how in the hell? Don't get me wrong, I love everything about my boy All Ego. Big fan. Don't you know what I'm saying? Love to push. But how does he get the one-on-one match when we have several people that's been going at it? Like, how is this not a fatal four-way or a triple threat? Like, how is this just a one-on-one match for the Saturday night's main event? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was like my only little thing. And then Rusev and And Javon's match basically is coming off the fact that, you know what I'm saying, they're fighting, they're trying to get in the IC, you know what I'm saying? So that is my only little thing about it, because it's like, okay, I love the fact, don't get me wrong, I love everything. I love my
Can y'all hear me?
but how do you come right in and within 3 weeks you're already, you know what I'm saying, in the match for the IC title? That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have nothing wrong with it. Like you said, great match. The match outside of great, you know what I'm saying? Both of them look strong. But I think what would have made it just look a little bit stronger, we could just had a fatal 4-way, in my opinion. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Or at least a triple threat. But just to have Ethan Page come up and get this match 1-on-1, that's what kind of threw me off. That's the only thing.
Okay. I feel you. You went 2 more already, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I feel you on that. Y'all have very valid points. Ethan Page, like I said, I like him a lot, but you do have a point with him just coming up to the main roster and immediately being thrown into the title picture. Now, to his credit, he ain't skilled to beat.
I mean, come on, bro. He should have been even like, come on. We had all them in the ladder match. We was fighting off that, and then you have somebody that just all pop up and he's automatically getting the match. And don't get me wrong, we in a way we got Rusev looking strong again. Why are we doing this? And there's no point of playing it with Javon. One of them two got to be your next IC champion. So there's really no point in making this match with, you know what I'm saying, Ethan Page. At this point, you're basically telling us it's going to be one of the two. Y'all might not know the two right now between the two. We might not know the two, but I'm pretty sure it's one or the two of them between them two right now. So you know what I'm saying? It's just like where it's like, I don't know. I just would have had this one at least a fatal 4-way. Of course, give our boy all ego with shine, put him in the match. But so far as just giving him the 1-on-1 match, I don't really know. But it is a good spotlight. You know what I'm saying? Saturday night's main event. It ain't really heavily promoted anyway. Like this is our first time really getting anything towards it. So I guess it is.
Right. Yeah, I definitely thought it should be a fatal 4-way as well. But I guess this is how they want to do it, and Rusev should have a problem with it. Cause like you said, it was just all in this great ladder match, by the way, an extremely great ladder match. Not long we wanted it to be, but it was still really good for the time they had. So hopefully they do that eventually. Maybe they may change plans and make it a fatal 4-way. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Now, with that being said, here's something that happened tonight. That was pretty much another reflection of what happened at Backlash. So we have a scene where EO is getting ready for a match against Soul Ruka tonight. Now, she had a match against Asuka at Backlash, which was match of the night, by the way, in my opinion. I think it was by far the best match at Backlash, and I don't think it was close. And we got the reason why after the match. After the match, Asuka got very emotional, started tearing up a little bit, gave EO a very great emotional hug, and were waving bye to the crowd. Afterwards, it was revealed that this may be Asuka's last match. We're not 100% sure, but it is very much looking like it. She hasn't completely confirmed it, but we know her future with WWE is up in the air for sure. Like, it's looking like more than likely she's retiring. Keep in mind, you guys, Asuka's 44. She ain't young. So if this is her last bout that she had in WWE, what a way to go out. Now, tonight, they embraced each other again. Asuka told Io how proud she was of her, because, she was her former mentor. And she's glad that Io is going to be the one to pretty much take the mantle off of her for WWE. Of course, she has to, since they got rid of Kairi Sane and it didn't bring her back. So, with that being said, Asuka left with her bag, and that was pretty much it. She said goodbye. So it really feels like this is the end for Asuka. What amazing career. I'm talking like overall, not just in WWE, but in New Japan Wrestling and everywhere she's went to. She's turned the women's scene up immediately, and every time she has hit a match, it's been nothing but great. If it's a bad match, it's not because of her. She's one of the best to ever do it, in my opinion. So, with that being said, Ms. Mo, can you tell us your opinions about what went on with Asuka?
So I agree. That was definitely, I would probably say, the best match from Backlash. At first, I was trying to kind of put that one between like Seth and Braun, but I was like, no, I got to give it to him. That was an incredible match from both of them. The moment with the mist, where she tried to hit the mist, but she grabbed Wade Barrett's binder, Io did, and everything about it was good. I think it showed just how well those two women, how much love and respect they had for each other, and how well they just go at it. The ending was really good. Thought maybe Asuka might be joking, but I'm glad they had that heartfelt moment, and it carried on to tonight. How she kind of almost like a passing of the torch. Even Asuka's look, that was a very OG Asuka look. The hair, the black double cross. It was very nostalgic to see. Like, it reminds you of the the whole you're not ready for Asuka because no one is ready for Asuka. And then seeing her leave and take the bag, I was like, dang, it's really almost like the end of an era. But it also was a good lead up to the match for Io and Soul, kind of like Io with this new, almost like look on things in perspective of almost like her role now in WWE and how she went out there and had her match with Sol Ruka. That was a phenomenal match. Both of those two women are incredible in the ring. Especially Sol, the stuff that Sol can do, like her ability with the rope. And how she can flip and maneuver on it like it's not a slippery ring rope is fantastic.
Yes, absolutely. I can't hardly hear you. Broke up a little bit.
You said what?
At the end there, you broke up a little bit, Mo. What'd you say?
Oh, I just said I enjoyed it. I said it was good. It was good on both. Everything about it.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I haven't brought that up yet, but we can go ahead and hop into that as well. And Boss, you can give us your opinion on it too. Io and Sol Ruka had an incredible match tonight. That may have been match tonight. They were going back and forth. I 100% didn't know who was going to win this, but the way that Io did win, it almost looked like I thought Sol Ruka had botched that move again, but
he kind of did.
Not botch the move.
Maybe timing was off.
Yeah. I think because they never did it like that, so she had to do it and still put herself in position to get pinned. So I like how they did it. It kind of it's something I have never seen as far as the counter to that soul snatcher move. But she tried to soul snatcher, did not connect with it, and Io pretty much rolled her up with the crucifix pin in the same motion. It was kind of a fluent motion, so I liked it. It was definitely a dope match. It was definitely a dope move. Everything about this match was good. Like you said, she was flipping on and off the ropes. Like, she did like several moves off the rope, which she does those in NXT as well. Even the handstand that she did walking on her hands, she did that several times in NXT. She's an incredible athlete, and she's pretty tall too. At least to be a woman, she's probably like 5'9", 5'10". For a woman, that's pretty tall. So with that being said, incredible match between the two. Hopefully we do see more Asuka. If not, we wish her everything. We wish her all the best here at the FTW podcast. Zay, did you want to say anything about it, boss?
I mean, other than if the reports are right, because Asuka be gone for a very long time. Not retired, you know what I'm saying? Just, very disappointed if it was TKO that ran off, but if it's family problems or whatever problems Asuka got to deal with, then I'm saying hopefully everything is well and keep Asuka in your presence. So hope she returns to wrestling very soon. But other than that, man, shit. I mean, the thing about I would rather go to the Soul match. I think with the Soul match and the Io, I think our girl Soul, she's gonna be the one, be our next. I think she'd be the one to take it off Becky. You know what I'm saying? I think I really do. I really do. You know what I'm saying? I feel the vibes. You know what I'm saying? If the crowd is behind, I think with the matches, timing is gonna always be a little different, just because I think with her style of wrestling is more so. You know what I'm saying? She's kind of like in between a luchador somewhat and just being a regular wrestler. Because you know what I'm saying? So I think it's just like that's why her style of wrestling is kind of like. It's hard to kick on to sometimes. So you see some mishaps with her stuff, but when they all click at the end of the day. So I think that's just gonna happen. But all in all, I do think so. Ruka outside of, I think her and Ethan Page so far, outside of JC Jane and her group has been the hottest call-ups. You know what I'm saying? I think JC and her group's been the hottest so far, but I think so behind her. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I agree with you. Jason Jane has been hot. I think it may be a tie between Jason Jane's group Soul and Ethan Page. I think all three of them have they haven't missed a beat. They immediately came in and done everything that they would have been doing in NXT. Now, other than that, like I said, she botched that move last week. But I think with this week, she won the crowd right back. So she's not gonna have a problem with that anymore. So Ruka isn't. With that being said, I'm very excited about the future, and hopefully, like we said, we gotta pray for Oscar. We don't really know everything that's exactly going on with her, but hopefully, it's nothing to where it's like career threatening, the way she didn't have any choice at all. But yeah, thanks, bro. My bro said he couldn't take his eyes off this match. It was a straight banger. Yes, it absolutely was. They tore the house down. With that being said, we can go ahead and move to the next subject. The next thing that we have on our agenda, we had the Women's Tag Team Champion, which still feel weird to say, Brie Bella, who has a pretty decent theme song, by the way. Brie Bella and Paige came out, and they're pretty much talking about their championship reign so far. They got interrupted very quickly by the Judgment Day, whose entrance music sucks. Trash. Ass. Not good at all. I hate it. They're rapping. It sounds like, and no offense, it sounds like Caucasian rapping, and it's a rock, kind of like a rock beat. It's just not good, man.
Hey, bro, it sounds like Caucasian rap. Hey, bro, how does Caucasian rap?
Man, you know,
bro, come on,
like
bro.
Eminem sound like a black person in a white person's body. Maybe his earlier subjects were white. His flow was black. This sound like a white. No offense to white people, I promise you. This just sound like somebody who ain't been rapping. Fat. You feel what I'm saying? Coming in here trying to rap, and it's like, God damn, y'all they forcing it. I just hate the WWE heard this song and the Uso song. No, bro, they didn't change this music. This music been in music for a couple months now, and it just sucks. I just hate that WWE creative heard this song and they heard that badass Uso song too at first before they changed it back and say, you know what? That's it. Go ahead, put that out there. You know what? They asked ChatGPT. And ChatGPT, hey, sounds great to me. You should go ahead and debut it. That would have said, y'all think I'm wrong? I promise you that's what happened. Ain't no way regular. I'm gonna move on. They got interrupted by Judgment Day, who is Roxanne and Raquel. Came out pretty much talking about how they're gonna get these title opportunities, and pretty much they want it all. They had a little back and forth banter. Brie Bella kind of brought up what's her name, Liv Morgan. Then eventually, you already know when you bring up somebody's name, they pop up. They got into a little squabble, and Liv Morgan did pop up and help pretty much. I'm sorry, somebody was calling me. Pretty much make the numbers make this a numbers game and pretty much put them over. They put them on the ground, flat on their back at the end. Roxanne and Raquel got a dope tag team move. That move they did at the end, which did the boot and they did the little, I guess, the STO move or whatnot. I liked that. They were pretty dope for them. Hopefully they keep it around. But with that being said, they looked pretty cohesive tonight, even though it was just a beating pretty much. They stood tall at the end. Of course, we live with the women's world heavyweight title, and then Judgment Day holding up the women's tag team title. It looks pretty dominant. I'm not going to lie. If they get them titles, it's going to be hard to stop Judgment Day. With that being said, Miss Mo, what do you think about this subject, this little banter right here and everything around it?
I know you said you. I can't hear myself.
Probably speak up a little more.
Okay. I know you said you liked Brie's music. I personally don't. I don't like the Brie mode. It's I don't know, something about it. I don't know. But
I
I
wouldn't
do
put
like
it in
how
my,
it
I
came
wouldn't
out.
put it in my playlist or nothing. I
No,
just
yeah, it
think
wouldn't be my playlist, but Brie, I don't know. Do something else. But I did like this segment. I thought maybe Lyra or Bailey were gonna come out there, especially since I know last week when the Judgment Day did call out Brie and Paige, they interrupted them and were like, before, Liv pretty much called them losers and then shut it down. So nothing from them. So I guess they're probably, just scratching them from the scene for a little bit. But I think it was a great banter back and forth, calling out Liv Morgan saying, you're pretty much Liv Morgan's bitch. And she helps y'all with everything that you do. And then Roxanne, the whole, I met you when I was a little girl and you told me, what did she say? You're going to be as great as the Bellas or be as big as the
yeah,
Bellas. And she was like, how
yeah,
dare you set the bar so low? I said, oh, okay. Like they were
yeah.
really, they
When
were
I
throwing
pumped this,
shots tonight. I said, oh, they were throwing shots tonight. I liked the build up, and I liked personally how Paige. I feel like Paige was always kind of about that action. Even when she first came in, how she got her start. 21 years old, went straight after AJ Lee. So Paige she was like, I'm not with that talking, and just went straight to throwing hands. And then of course Liv Morgan comes in because anytime it's the Judgment Day, it's always going to be the numbers game. If you go after one, it's not going to be very long before another 1, 2, or 3 of them pops up in there and gets their hands on the mix. I do think Raquel and Roxanne really have been moving better as a unit and as a tag team. Like you said, that move that they did where she kind of had her up and then Raquel kicked and Roxanne went back. I think that looked great. So I think it was only about time before we saw Raquel and Roxanne really back in the mix. So if anyone was going to be up next or have a shot, I do like that they kind of brought it back to Raw. It's been SmackDown heavy for a while with when it came to who they thought was going to be for those tag titles. So I am glad that it's back on looks like at least for a little bit on the Raw side. And I think the setup and the build up for it was really good. And I do think that's going to be a pretty banger of a match. And like you said, with Liv having her title and then Roxanne and Raquel get gold again, oh yeah, it's going to be a minute before anybody gets their hands on it. Honestly, any of those. Those three are going to dominate for real if they all get gold.
it's gonna be spooky. It's gonna be spooky because we pretty much know if they say it again. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I said it's gonna be a scary sight.
Definitely. It definitely is. Also, if they do win that, Dom's still the AAA champion. The only person who's not going to have a title would be JD. And right now, he don't got a real tag partner. So with that being said, he may just be out of the loop, which is crazy. He was in that match too at WrestleMania. He did an incredible job. He had an incredible performance. So I don't know why they didn't throw him in there. It ain't like he's doing anything else. I would have threw him in this Intercontinental race too, but it is what it is. We're just gonna have to see. There's a lot of things that the Judgment Day they're doing their thing. I can say that they're not a bad group at all. It just feels like something's just missing. Like they don't have a definite leader, but some groups don't have a definite leader, but they still feel great. Like they don't feel like anything is terribly off with them. Dom's supposed to be the leader, but like the last few weeks, he hasn't really gave leader vibe, in my opinion. So I don't know what you think is missing with him, Mo.
I feel like sometimes I think Liv kind of gives off more leader vibes than anybody else, but that's her and her personality. I personally think the Judgment Day is just, it's been going on for a while. We've seen a lot of different members come and go, people in and out, betrayals and changes. So I think, it's just kind of getting to the point where it's, you kind of know what to expect out of them. So I'm not saying they need to go and add somebody. I don't think they need to kick anybody out. Maybe it's just, maybe this is the last year we have the Judgment Day. I think, maybe they shouldn't go into 2027. They've been around for a while. And then I do agree with JD. Like, they kind of really did just brush him out the whole IC championship scene. I was thinking about that today. Like, it's almost everybody in that ladder match, almost. And then they're just like, had JD go back and forth with Finn for a little bit. It's kind of what they do. Like, all right, you had your opportunity to go your way, so go back to beefing with Finn.
Speaking of which, Ben went on the show tonight. I just thought about that. That's a good point.
Yes, he was.
Kind of weird for him not to be on. What? I missed it. What did he say?
He had a moment before Dominic went out for for OG Grande Americano.
I think I missed it. I missed that little part. Matter of fact, go ahead and talk about it. What happened? What did he say?
It was just before that match. Dominic and JD were making their way, from the back through the gorilla, and then Finn just comes out of nowhere and throws JD into the equipment crates, and then tells Dominic how to match. So he kind of took out Dominic's help for the night, which still did not. Yeah. So that was like the quick little segment we got of Finn. That was really it.
Okay, we'll talk about that in just a little bit then. Now that I know that kind of helps a little bit. I was thinking what with JD. Okay, cool. So the next segment that we originally had right before that El Grande Americano and Dominic Mysterio thing, we had Obafemi Open Challenge. Now, if you all know, they've been treating this Obafemi Open Challenge like it's a championship challenge. I don't know how to feel about it because of the opponents that's been selected and how quick the matches have been. It's been kind of weird with that. It's not bad. I like the fact that Obafemi is getting his spotlight and seen as dominant. That's cool. But Obafemi can put on great matches with anybody, like big people, smaller people, regular sized people. He can put on bangers with anybody, and they're just having him dominate anybody at all, like squash matches, pretty much. I know he had that match with Otis last week, but in reality, that was damn near squash too. About 4 or 5 moves, and Otis was done. Yeah, the Brock Lesnar match was borderline squash. Brock got his moves in, but it was barely in the cell between from Obafemi, which is cool and all, like I said, but. I know he can do more. I know he can present more at being a better overall wrestler than just squashing people. Now, with that being said, the Open Challenge went tonight and nobody accepted. Adam Pearce came out and said, "Hey, Obafemi, great to see you." Unfortunately, nobody wanted to take this challenge tonight, so the challenge tonight is going to have to be canceled. Obafemi was extremely upset about this. He came to the back and pretty much wrecked shop on the first 2 people he saw, who is what's her name? Angelo and I be forgetting their names. I'm sorry, y'all. I swear to God.
Humberto, is that him?
Humberto Del Fantasma, or formerly known as that, pretty much. They got obliterated by Obafemi tonight. He pretty much grabbed them up, threw both of them outside the gorilla, threw them both to the ring, and obliterated them to the fullest. Like it looked like when like Mortal Kombat type thing, like finish them like when you got 2 people but you don't use your second person and you just beat them with the first person. That's what it looks like tonight. He tore into him. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how long they can keep this going. I really want him to have matches where he shows his full wrestling potential other than just squashing people. Because it makes no sense, because why wouldn't you just go straight for the title? If you're obliterating everybody, why wouldn't you just go straight to the title? That's what Ethan Page did. I mean, so why wouldn't you just interrupt the match with the world champion and go out there and insert yourself? If nobody gonna beat you or stop you, what's the point? Hopefully they fix it. I know a lot of people like it, but I'm just a long-term kind of common sense type of guy. I know this can't last for too long. And I know it makes no sense for it to keep on lasting. We've seen him have great matches for long periods of time with other people. He had a great match against Ricky Saints that Ricky Saints won. And Ricky Saints is no bigger than me. Yeah, I'm taller than Ricky Saints for sure. So with that being said, Ms. Mo, can you tell us about this interaction that this Open Challenge that he pretty much didn't have but tore into him?
No, I definitely agree with you. I feel as if like the people he should be having challenged in his Open Challenge, I just feel like they're all tied up. Like when you think about maybe who could it be, like maybe Braun, Gunther, Royce Keys, someone like that, someone that could take it the distance. I think they're all kind of doing things. I don't know if But by the time they decided to do this, maybe they weren't. And then now they see they kind of got their own things going on. So they're just like, oh, here. Because like, last week we thought it was going to be Tazawa. And then it was Otis, which was that was a cool little play. Like, okay, we think like, oh, this man's going to get squashed. Then you see it was really Otis. And I was like, okay, that makes a little more sense. But then for this week, the man was ready. He wanted to go. Just for Adam to be like, you ain't got no opponent. All them people in the locker room, you ain't got no opponent. And so I knew it. I was like, oh, that man for it. First, I was like, he about to go drag Adam. Because Adam's been getting beat up a lot recently. I thought he was. Like, that might be, them saxophones was getting louder and louder. I thought this was Adam's night. I just knew it. We done seen you get ragdolled for like 2 weeks now.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Now, so when he went and snatched them men up, somebody said those are grown men. He had one over his shoulder and then the other one being dragged down. I said, you're a grown man. You sat in somebody's office. Like, yeah. But it's like what you expect. Like you said, he's tearing through these people. Like no real challenge, no real competition. And at this rate, it doesn't give an open challenge because there's no real challenge. You're not being challenged. You're not being tested. And, you think back to what Roman said, he's like, oh, I'm going to watch Oba through the summer. I'm like, is this how you're going to watch him? Just all these miscellaneous matches, but people that's probably about the size of his pinky? That doesn't show off his real, skill and power set. Like, of course, it gives him, you get to clock in. You get to do what you want to do. You get to still do your match, be on the show. But they can't. Like, I know they already announced it for next week as well, that the challenge will continue. So that's going on the 3rd week. I don't know, probably hit maybe a month or so. But if it starts going past a month and a half, 2 months, I'm like, all right now. It's going to get wrapped out and it's going to lose its momentum. And I do think it was a good concept. It's just, it's not going how it should. But Oba, anytime Oba gets in the ring, he looks great. He looks phenomenal. The fall from grace, crazy move that like that shot put move he does where he takes them and just throws them like it's nothing. But it's too easy. Yeah, it's too easy. Yeah. We're always going to be happy to see Oba, but I would like to see something that's actually, give me a match. Give me something that takes it the distance.
Absolutely. You're 100% right. So just out of curiosity, who do you think it should be that can take in the distance?
Some of the people I said, of course I said like someone like Braun Breaker. If Bronson Reed, wasn't injured, I do think Bronson Reed would be a good candidate. Even like Royce Keys, we didn't really get to see that all the way in the Royal Rumble. So I do think Obafemi and Royce Keys would be a powerhouse move. Even someone like Gunther, but they got Gunther wrapped up over there at SmackDown now. I think someone that could give him a challenge. I think they're waiting. I feel like they're waiting to bring out the heavy hitters. Not saying that some of these men we won't get, but I do think say they decide to, okay, we'll keep it going to like mid-June. There'll be some of the people that come towards the end. I think they'll save the people that they we want to get to the end. Right.
Dude, oh no, maybe
I'm just gonna say if Sheamus is healthy, use Sheamus. That's all I'm gonna say.
I was just about to say Sheamus. Hopefully when he comes back, he gets a chance. Like I said, Bronson Reed. I also think LA Knight will give a decent fight. I don't think he'll win at all.
Yeah.
But he's not doing nothing. And reportedly,
they don't know what to do with LA
Knight. Huh?
I said they claim they didn't know really what to do with him at the moment. They're kind of at a standstill with him.
Yeah, because he was supposed to be, him and Gunther were supposed to go into a beef. Him and Gunther were supposed to go into a rivalry, but they moved Gunther to SmackDown. So now LA Knight, he's just out there pretty much. I figured he might not be on tonight's episode. If he did, he wasn't gonna have a match. He was just gonna pretty much just appear, say everything, say take out somebody or get taken out. One of the two. So yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. We definitely will see, Miss Mo. Now, with that being said, we can talk about the match that we started on earlier. The match between El Gran Americano, the OG, and well, I usually just say the shorter one, and Dominic Mysterio. Like you said, right before the match, JD got taken out by Finn Balor. Like I said, that was a small part I missed. I guess I went to the bathroom at that point, so I didn't really see that small part. When I came back, it was coming out, so I didn't even recognize that. So, with that being said, great match. I had a lot of fun watching this match. What point of the match that was really entertaining to me? Two things. This really shows how really good Dominic. They had really good chemistry. I feel like they did. Dominic El Grande. At one point, Dominic did a foot stand kick, pretty much on the rope, on the outside of the ropes, and he went flying. El Grande went flying and hit the turnbuckle. Like he got super far in the air. Like if he wanted to, he could have went to the first row for sure from that one little spot. And if anybody ever been in the ring and been like the actual distance from the crowd, that's pretty fucking far to go. I liked that spot. It was a really good dope spot. I think it highlighted how good both those guys are. Dominic Mysterio got this win, and the way he got this win was a distraction from the tall El Grande Americano. Also, we got a sighting from all the mini El Grande Americanos, I guess, or not mini. I'm trying to pronounce the name right. Bruto. Is that it?
Isn't it Rio and Bravo?
Rio and Bravo.
Something. I know one is Bravo, and the other one is
Rio and Bravo for sure, but the new ones.
Man, y'all stop playing with me, bro. Y'all stop playing with me, bro. Y'all know who them niggas is, bro. Stop playing with me on this good app on here.
I have no idea who you're talking about. But I'm gonna tell you this. We do know who the Creed brothers is. They showed up on AAA and then showed up on Monday.
We doing the Tyler Bay too. What are we talking about here?
I don't know what you're talking about with that, but the Creed brothers were extremely obvious. They showed up on AAA and helped Chad Gable. I mean, not Chad Gable, damn near, but helped Short Grande Americano, and then showed up on Monday Night Raw. Literally, right behind them. That was very. Even my coach said this is kind of obvious. They're not really hiding this one really good. He said that last week, so it's like, okay, that's definitely the Creed brothers. Whatever their name is, I'm probably not gonna try to remember it. That's Julius and Jordan. So with that being said, they came out. We got excited from all of them. A lot of chaos around the ring. El Grande Americano, the short one, tried to remove the tall one's mask. That distraction led to Dominic Mysterio getting that 619 in, and the way he did it, how he had that mask up trying to get it, and the way he was between that rope, he wasn't in it like the traditional way where he's leaning on it. He's kind of up a little bit. So Dominic had to really time that right and pretty much put himself in the right position to not screw that move up. I don't know if anybody on the page or anything has ever tried to do the 619. Extremely difficult. I can't do it. I tried several times. That is a move you can botch so easily without even knowing. Like you go in there and just think you're just gonna do it. Nah, you're gonna fall down. You can hurt yourself. Your arm can get hurt. You can fall down outside the ring. It's not an easy move. So the way that Dominic hit that, very impressive. That he got that big fall splash in and got the 1, 2, 3. Also, this was for the AAA Championship as well. This is the first time the AAA Championship was ever defended on Raw. And I like how they did that. They showed the lineage of it. They showed a lot of former champions of it. Yeah, Ray Phoenix was a champion of it. So, shout out to AAA, man. I really hope y'all start watching it. If y'all don't watch it, if y'all not busy on Saturday night, it's on YouTube. It's free. Please watch it. Ignore the language barrier. You can tell that they're still telling the story. If you don't know Spanish like that, they're still telling a story that you can actually still get. That's how good they are. I'll be extremely invested in AAA whenever I watch it. But with that being said, Ms. Mo, can you tell us about everything about this match?
So like you said, yeah, it was before. I kind of figured we would see something from Finn. I thought Finn would have interfered more during the match, but yeah, Finn was the reason that Dominic did not have JD out there with him. After Finn did that, he kind of was like, have a good match, and he left. I was excited for this match. I really was. I personally did want to see OG Americano win. I think I was just ready to see someone else with the tag title. So even though it was not the tag title, to see somebody else with the mega champion. So even though it wasn't him, I do think it will still set up for somebody else. I think it kind of shows that, Dominic had it for 8 months. They may or may not let him hit a year with it, but I think it shows that, they're going to have him defending it maybe more often, and we can get a look at maybe who else, since the OG didn't get it. Maybe now the skinny one, the tall skinny one might want a shot at it, or a chance at it. But I did really enjoy that move. Not the move, the match. I think the part you were talking about was the same one that kind of had me. I thought OG was trying to take off Dominic's arm at one point. When he had it, and then he like twisted his body around with it. I said, "Oh dear God!" Like that one had me. I was like, "That's not a way an arm is supposed to bend." That one got me, but they were on it, and then he went flying. OG went flying almost damn near face first, like you said, into that turnbuckle. Had it been any higher or shorter, like had it been higher, maybe he been better. He was whoosh. Yeah. But I was not surprised. I saw the Los Americanos and the other Americano come out there. I did kind of get a tickle when the other, I guess, Americano guys came out, because, here they are dressed in these American clothes with these Luchador masks. So like you said, 100% know exactly who they are. They're not feeling it. They're not fooling anybody with that whole gimmick. But great frog splash, great 619. The distraction, I think it still shows the hatred between the two, or had the strong disliking between the two Americanos, because you got distracted trying to pull somebody's mask off. Had you not, maybe you could have won. But Dominic capitalized on that. And I think it shows no matter what, Dominic always kind of makes a way. He's going to find a way to win, whether it's, using somebody else, a distraction, a sneaky move. He knows how to hold on to a title, and he definitely knows how to keep a win. So I was thoroughly entertained, and I liked the little history lesson it gave before it. I think it really showed the importance of the championship, and I think it's good that they're kind of showing a little bit more light to it on a show like Raw. So that was, like you said, it's good. I catch it anytime I can. AAA on Saturday. Like you said, I don't speak Spanish, but it's enjoyable. It keeps you entertained.
Absolutely. Like we said, you guys, please catch AAA sometime. You'll be very, very entertained by what you see. I know people are not hip to it, pretty much. Like a lot of people didn't even. I asked some people. A lot of people didn't even know what AAA was, and I told them, I was like, "Hey, with WWE buying them, you're gonna get a lot of how can I say interactions, pretty much, and the people that you're going to see the interactions with in AAA and between AAA and WWE, you're going to be fairly entertained. Now, I did not expect the El Grande Americanos to be as big as they are in AAA. I knew Dominic was going to be pretty big, because Ray is a legend there, and he still does commentary, so he's a legend there. So I knew Dominic was going to pop. But the El Grande Americanos, y'all, AAA is the reason why these men have not been released. Because we all know these men definitely would have been released on their cuts, for sure. But they are so big in AAA, they can't cut them. They're making so much money off of them appearing in AAA, so they can't cut these guys. It would pretty much upset everybody. Boss, you saying something? Or you just saying?
Just popping in, popping right out. I ain't mean to pop in. But shout out to Undertaker for writing AAA, though. He is the one that writes AAA.
Well, he need to take the pen from Triple H. No, I take that back. I take that back. Reportedly, TKO has gotten way more involved and taking a lot of the pen out of Triple H. That's why it's gotten progressively worse. And ChatGPT has been used. So with that being said, now it all makes sense. I thought it was all Triple H. No, TKO is heavily involved. Go ahead.
I think the fact that we don't see Triple H like after WrestleMania, we didn't see him on the post show. Backlash, we didn't see him on the post show. It's almost like that man don't even know what's going on in the whole place that he's at. So it definitely shows like, yeah, they done struck some power from that man.
Definitely. Now a lot of stuff makes sense. A lot of stuff makes sense now. Cause I'm like, as a former wrestler and executive. Like you're on both sides. You know what will sell and what won't. And plus you no offense to them, but you have been pushing black people. What's up with the all of a sudden push? It kind of makes sense now. TKO just see dollar. They don't see no money, don't know color sign. But at the same time, they don't know wrestling like that. In order to properly push these superstars in the right direction. And ESPN don't either, no offense to them. But they're all getting a hold to a product that they saw increasing and getting more money. And, you know, it was in a bad spot with everything Vince was going through. So they know Vince had to sell the stock. And they just brought The Rock in pretty much just as a face, because The Rock doesn't really do nothing. He just a face. I mean, I think he comes in on meetings or whatnot, but he doesn't do much. Also, he just got a raise. Triple H just got a raise. Some executives in the TKO office just got a raise, but y'all are paying these celebrities all this money as well, and then you're cutting regular talent for budget cuts. What in the fuck? And man, hey, that's a whole nother subject. We may have to have an emergency podcast one day about that. But I can go on an hour about that for sure. But I know we're not going to be here another hour. All right. So with that being said, we can move on to the next thing. Hopefully they get that together. But TKO, I am begging you, if you're watching this, please let the people in WWE do things for WWE. It will literally bring more revenue back as far as everything. Y'all need to do one house show a week, in my opinion. You ain't gotta do 2 or 3 like you were doing and you know, wearing everybody down. But you do one a week, do it in the small cities, like my city, Little Rock. That's not really small, but compared to like New York and all them, kind of, you know, not as big. Do house shows in cities like that. One a week. Like you ain't gotta go from country to country, one side of the country to the other side of the country to do it. If you're in Atlanta and you got a show in Texas, stop in Little Rock or Tennessee or Memphis, you know, something like that. Stop in there, do a little house show, charge about $20 for regular tickets, $100 for the front row. You'll make your money. All right, you'll make all your money, and then it helps with this money that you claim you don't got. All right. Stop paying these celebrities all this money too. Matter of fact, you're gonna pay them. Tell them to do some music. Anyways, I'm sorry, Mo. This just really frustrates me. But anyways, we can move on to the next thing. The next thing that we have on our agenda, we can talk about. What was it? We're at the main event now, ain't we? I know it's a little.
They had that segment real quick with the Vision and Jackie. With Logan and Austin, Jackie interviewed them. You know, they said what they said. Logan Paul and his, you know, disgust and dislike for Joe Hendry, and then you know they go to get in the car, but then you peep Maxine Dupree sitting in the car.
Right, Maxine Dupree. Austin still have been talking to Maxine Dupree in the background for the last like 3 weeks. So with that being said, now she's been in the car with the Vision. I'm pretty sure she's going to join the Vision because, you know, originally they were going to have Becky Lynch in the Vision until Seth got hurt. So they pretty much are still, whatever they had for the female stuff, they still need a female. And Maxine Dupree, she's pretty much not doing anything right now. Alpha Academy, pretty much not Alpha Academy anymore. Without Chad Gable, I mean, it's not Alpha Academy, in my opinion. So only way they can bring it back Alpha Academy is if Chad Gable comes back, the Creed brothers stop helping El Grande Americano, and they all form the Alpha Academy. That's in Tozawa, Otis, those 3, and Maxine. If not, this Alpha Academy shit is dead. Y'all, Otis and Tozawa can just be a different name. You know, Oto, Toto, whatever. Name them something else. And just move on from it because it's not doing anything at all. So, with that being said, shout out to him. I think that's an interesting thing. But at the same time, the Vision doesn't really elevate anybody. Maybe except Braun Breaker. Other than that, it don't really elevate anybody. I don't see what Maxine Dupree is gonna benefit from that. She had her own little thing going on. She had a little momentum with Becky Lynch, and then she had a small little rivalry with Natty. And they took Natty off TV again. I don't see the point of her joining the Vision. I see the point of the Vision, why they need her, because they need a female. but I don't see benefits for her. Am I tripping with that, Mo?
No, from what I heard, from the speculations were Logan and Austin would be completely removed from the vision, and they would be more. It would be like Maxine, and then they would be there with Maxine, almost like how you have Izzy Dame in NXT, how she's kind of like the face of her little faction, and then she got those two guys with her. That there's a thing I saw it. There's a thing they're trying to rebuild and rebrand with her. So maybe, they might take the titles off of them. They take the titles off of them, have a fallout with the Braun. And so what I've heard is they're trying to push, the three of them will have a thing going on. And they'll be like,
I wouldn't be mad at that.
It's something with male models. They're supposed to be like her male models while she's
like she had with them what's them guys' name? I forgot the name. But because I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but I forgot the name. But she had a male models with them, and LA Knight with the whole thing manager at first. Until Triple H pretty much said, nah, I'm in that fuck with you, but you ain't no damn manager. You know what I mean? We're gonna have you wrestling. That was crazy work on Vince to do that. But yes, okay, cool. If that's the case, I'm not against it because Maxine Dupree's personality kind of fits that. So. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I hope she still wrestles because she has been improving. So we'll see. We definitely will see. So with that being said, we can go ahead and get into the main segment of tonight, bro. We interviewed one of them. Shaking my head. We did interview one on Boss Man. And, I got ADHD. It's very real. I don't remember names a lot. It's a lot of wrestlers who we've met who I don't remember the names, and it ain't no offense to them. I just don't remember stuff. So. It's on me. It's on me. My fault. But like I said, we're going to go ahead and move on to the last thing of tonight, which is the acknowledgement ceremony. So all night there has been this thing to where we all know Jake Fatu was supposed to acknowledge Roman tonight as the Tribal Chief because he beat him at Backlash. Controversial way he won, but he still won. That was the deal. He's supposed to acknowledge him. They signed a contract. That's everything OTC said tonight. He signed a contract. You got to do it. You got to acknowledge me as your tribal chief. You can't just get away with things around here. If you're going to respect outside, we got to respect inside. That's everything he said. So, that being said, Jimmy was in there talking to him, and he's like, "Where's Jay at?" He said, "Jay's in the parking lot waiting on Jake for trying to talk him out of coming tonight." And he's like, "Why? I need him to acknowledge me. Make sure he comes." He's like, "All right, cool. We're going to see." So, of course, Jacob does come to the arena. And he only comes at the end, by the way. Very bloodline-ish. But he only comes at the end. And Jay pretty much tried to interrupt him and say, "Hey, think about this. Stop. You need to be smart, man. Be smart. Listen to me. Hey. Jacob's not hearing it." Jay got in his way one more time. He gives him about 5 or 6 good headbutts to get him down to the ground and get him out of my way. He charges to the ring. Jimmy tried to get in the way and stop him. He takes Jimmy out, get him some headbutts and some kicks and get him down. Right? Now it's him and OTC. They go at it, back and forth really good. I really thought OTC was going to stand tall this time, but I shouldn't have been surprised. He did not stand tall. At the end of this, he got powerbombed through the table and he got that Tom of Death, whatever it is, Tongue of Death grip. He basically just choking him. Pretty much choking him with every finger but his pinky. Pretty much, he kind of like gets a hold to the Adam's apple and strangles it. Pretty much, it's not a bad move, but I think a mandible claw would have been better. It would have been looked at more devastating in my opinion. It just looks like he just choked him. I don't like the move. Not for Jake Fatu at least. You know what I mean? If Jake Fatu did a mandible claw like this with his big ass hand, that would look devastating or whatnot. So, but hey. Jake Fatu going out there, being crazy, taking out everybody. He took out all 3 bloodline members, literally in one segment. And he said, "Forget acknowledging you. I ain't doing none of that. Y'all left me out here broke. Y'all left me by myself," pretty much. So that's Jacob's whole thing. The whole time he wasn't in WWE and the whole family was eating, he was starving. He doesn't like that. So with that being said, he's not acknowledging Roman. It's pretty much not going to happen. They may end up tagging eventually, like a year or so down the line or something like that. But for right now, he's not acknowledging them. And this was a great segment. I like how they did it. It pretty much showed that this rivalry is going to keep going. I like that the rivalry is going to keep going because why would you stop this? The short amount of time that they had together, and we know the potential that they have as far as being box office people, they should keep it going. They damn near probably should keep it going till SummerSlam. We all know Roman's not going to be in Saudi Arabia, so just keep it going. Keep it going. They ain't got no other plans for him. Who else you got for him? I know you don't want to throw Gunther or Obafemi at him right now, because if he fighting one of them, he gonna lose. To be honest, unless the Usos cheat a lot. So, other than that, great segment. I like how Raw ended. Miss Mo, what do you think about this last segment?
So I think the minute they announced it that today was going to be the acknowledgement ceremony for Roman, and Jacob was invited, he's supposed to be there. I think I said I was like, oh, that man is not going to acknowledge him. I knew that 100% off rip. Didn't know it would. I thought maybe, I think I knew there would be very little words. Like, of course, Roman was going to say something, but I think we knew it was going to be pretty much no talking from Jacob, just him screaming and shouting at the camera again. Like you said, Jay tried to stop him. He kind of listened to Jay for a bit, but the minute Jay kind of pushed him, that's, he took out Jay. Then Jimmy makes his way down there. He takes out Jimmy. And then him and Roman, I too thought maybe Roman would stand tall or have more of a fighting chance, but it almost kind of resembled like their match, I mean, Jacob was snatching this man up out the air at Backlash. Roman was going to do something and he just wrapped him up. So I think it shows. Same, I'm not a fan of the tongue and death grip because to me it looks like he's grabbing here. Maybe it's just the way Roman's beard is because it's a full beard, but at the same time, it looks like he's just doing this.
Yeah,
Sometimes I can see the choke. Other times, I also do think the first time he did it, it was like, wow, okay. And then, they go the whole background of it. Like, that's supposed to be a last resort. That's a sacred move. You do that on anybody. And then we done seen it about how many times now? Now it's like, okay, that's clearly.
They do it every week now.
Yeah, it's like that's going to be. And then, they got him with the fingers taped up now to show. And he's kind of like, like these hands, like he's, Thanos in his glove. But I too thought Roman was going to stand tall. I'm like, all right now. I think we knew this wasn't going to be a one and done situation. Like you said, he will not be at Saudi. So maybe I don't see them running it back at Clash in Italy. I think that might be too soon. So maybe they might cook up something else, or they could, you never know. But like you said, it's going to go for a while. I do like the build up. I like the segment. I think it's a great feud. I think it's even better than the one, Roman had when it was with Solo. Because I think, Solo doesn't bring it how Jacob does. I do think Jacob almost has like a unhinged, raw, untapped energy that is far different from Roman. So it kind of has to show, like, how are you going to match with someone that's this unhinged compared to you? And, the whole family and respect, and it's like, well, y'all did leave him out there high and dry, so you can't really do that. But that was, I liked it. The only thing I'm like you said, I'm a Roman Reigns fan, so I was like, you can't keep putting your hands on him like this, Roman. And then the move at the end where he took all three of them out through the barricade. I said, Roman was moving like it hurt. I said, ooh,
definitely.
So, but it was. It's a great feud. I don't think it should stop anytime soon, cold turkey. But it shouldn't go too long. But they're building it up pretty good, and they're definitely whatever push and pop that this is gonna give Jacob. I think it's gonna go in a positive direction for him. And then it's Roman. I think honestly anything goes in a positive direction for Roman. He done got.
I want to say that only because the people who lose to him usually lose their momentum. I like the fact that they got him continuously fighting with Jacob now, because Jacob's not gonna lose much momentum by continuously fighting with him. But usually when they lose to Roman, that's pretty much upper management saying, "Hey, you getting over too much. We don't like that." They fed Sammy to him. They fed LA Knight to him. They fed Solo to him. All of them lost all their momentum when they lost to him afterwards. Like their buzz was not the same at all. And I don't know. I do like this a little more than Solos, but Solos was such a great feud with him. I don't like how they ended because they just did it on the Netflix premiere. instead of an actual PLE. Yeah, instead of the actual PLE, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I thought a PLE, it was PLE worthy because of the work that Solo had done. Remember, up to that point, Solo had pinned like 7 world champions. One on with John Cena. He obliterated John Cena, and pretty much hadn't did anything after that. I don't like how they dealt with Solo. Solo literally was dominating Roman for a while. Oh, Roman couldn't get that Hula fall off of him. Remember, he had that Hula fall, and he could not get it off of Solo. Solo was not going. Solo took out the wise man. They had to bring in CM Punk to help with MFTs.
Yeah,
it was a big thing. Solo had the momentum. Solo completely had the momentum. Like I said, he brought in Tonga Luau, and Jacob. They put them all behind him. And after he lost to Roman, they turned him to a comedy act, which I don't like. Like, don't get me wrong, Solo is working with it, and Solo is amazing. He's doing his thing. He's getting over naturally or whatnot. I like some of the stuff he does, but he don't feel dominant because he's too funny. He's too funny. It's like he don't go out there being all menacing like he was when he was going against Roman. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But I feel like this has the potential to be more because of who Jacob Fatu is and the actual. He's bringing his real life into WWE. He pretty much says it at every segment that they did him wrong. His family wasn't there for him. He's been broke, and he's come for everything. Pretty much, and I like it. So it is what it is. I'm not gonna lie. If they bring in any more Samoans, I'm gonna lose my mind. But the only two that I can only see maybe coming in. That's literally only 4 storyline. One is Juicy Fatu. I don't know if you heard of him. And the other is Zilla, and that's only because of storyline. Now Zilla looks kind of questionable only because it's history in major promotions. I don't want to bring it up again, but he has a history with major promotions right now. And Juicy, if you haven't seen Juicy is probably like 6'4", 6'5", probably weighs a good 340, 350. He's huge. He's a huge guy, but he does everything Jacob Fatu does right now at his size. Back flips, front flips, you name it. You name it. He can jump off the top rope to the outside. He can run really fast. He's pretty much a tall Rikishi. If Rikishi was 6'4", 6'5", that's what Juicy is, pretty much. Okay. He's amazing. We actually met him too. So shout out to Juicy Fatu. They're the only other 2. Don't bring nobody else in. Don't bring in no more damn Samoans, man. Damn. Like, God damn. They running everything. Like, I've never seen it to where they graduate to a one family so much. Even Cody Rhodes down the Rhodes family, anybody else family, they don't have as many. Whatnot. So anyway, that's my spill on it. You got anything else about it?
I agree. Yeah, I don't think we need any more. We done got rid of two of them. So one because JC Mateo, that's not going, man.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been with them, but go ahead.
Whole nother ball game. But yeah, I totally agree. I was like, if it's not gonna be Zilla, or we don't need any more. And I do agree. Yeah, they I can see what you said, but like where they lost their momentum. But Solo's made it work. He really has. I think he's got a good place in SmackDown. So they'll keep him going. Looks like they got him doing, the 2-3 man thing. So that works. But Jacob, very just interesting to see where it goes, just to see how, how big they'll let it get. What's really going to be the end game? What's going to be the outcome?
Right.
I think that's what I'm excited for. I feel like once it finally does end, you kind of like how you said when it was him and Solo, they just put it on the Netflix premiere. They can't do that with this. Once they finally just say like, okay, this is going to be the end game. I don't think it should be anything just like, just go out there on Monday night. But I think it needs to be, give it something.
It got to be something big. It got to be something.
It can't be a 20-minute
SummerSlam, I think. It should go out to SummerSlam. If not, maybe stop around that Clash of Castle thing and then like pick it back up around WrestleMania season. You know, something like that. But don't have it on one of these regular shows. Like that'll be an injustice to me, pretty much. So with that being said, that is our show for tonight, y'all. We really appreciate everyone who came out to see us. Thank you for interacting with us, MTG, my brother, everyone, Brooklyn, everybody who watches and supports us. We are very, very thankful. We will keep this going. We will keep putting out more content. We are very sorry for missing Backlash. I promise you we are. But we will get together and we will get everything going. With that being said, Ms. Mo, what do you have to say?
Nothing much. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Yet again, it was another good one. Sorry about Backlash. But you know, there's plenty other PLEs. You'll catch us at the next one.
Absolutely. We are catching Backlash about Backlash. You see what I did there? I should be a rapper.
Yeah,
anyways,
it's a weird time. It's a weird time. You know, shout out to the moms. It was a weird time.
Absolutely, yes. So when we did miss it on Saturday, we were gonna pick it up on Sunday, but Sunday was Mother's Day. Like I said, it was kind of hard for everybody to get free and be able to do it. But like we said, we will definitely do better with keeping you guys in the loop and doing that for you guys. But we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. We appreciate everyone, and that is a wrap. Don't get out of here, y'all. Peace.
Bye, y'all.